Idaho passes bill requiring schools and doctors to report trans youth to parents. Idaho lawmakers have passed HB 822, a sweeping bill requiring teachers, healthcare providers, and other professionals to notify parents within 72 hours if a minor expresses transgender identity or requests such changes as a new name, pronouns, or access to gender-aligned spaces. The legislation, co-sponsored by State Senator Ben Toews, classified non-disclosure as, quote, aiding and abetting, end quote, a child's social transition. According to Idaho's Capital Sun, violations could expose individuals and institutions to lawsuits and fines of up to $100,000. Toews said the measure, called the Pediatric Secretive Transitions Parental Rights Act, would close a so-called loophole in existing laws by targeting social transitions, which he describes as, quote, the process of which vulnerable children are led into the pipeline, end quote. The bill is part of a broader wave of legislation affecting LGBTQ people in Idaho, including new restrictions on bathroom access and public pride displays. If signed into law, opponents warn it could significantly alter how schools and healthcare providers support LGBTQ youth. Separately, Idaho Governor Brad Little had signed a law criminalizing transgender individuals for using bathrooms aligned with their gender identity. These bills raise concerns about life in Idaho for trans people and should be alarming to the American public altogether. I just want to start all this with, like, being sued for $100,000, $1 million, $1 billion, doesn't matter. There are certain lines you don't cross, and if you knowingly decide to inform people that you think are going to harm a child because of their trans identity, you are still a horrible human being and you shouldn't do it. I just want to lay that out right at the beginning, because I'm so sick and tired of hearing institutions and teachers and all these other people say, well, I had to harm that woman trying to get an abortion, or I had to go and harm this trans kid because of the law. There are, as Martin Luther King said, there are just laws and unjust laws. These are very clearly unjust laws if it gets signed into legislation. You have to be disobedient, be ungovernable, people. That's the only way how to deal with this sort of transphobia.
Well, and there's a reason kids aren't opening up to their parents. I mean, it's the handwriting on the wall. So to force a guidance counselor, a trusted individual, whether it's clergy or someone that young person trusts, it's just deplorable to put them in that situation. And I really hope we don't see an increase in attempted suicides, and this is just deplorable too.